Well, here's one for the books. Democrat Stacey Abrams, who's running for governor of Georgia, says Georgia's the worst state to live in. All right, I think I know somebody that's going to disagree with that. It's going to join us now. We bring back Georgia Governor Brian Kemp. Brian Kemp, first of all, welcome back to the show. Second of all, congratulations on your primary victory, sir. And third of all, the worst state to live in? I mean, really? Is that what she's running on?
Yeah, it's hard to believe she said that, Larry, but I guess she believes it. I certainly don't. Marty and the girls and I think we live in the greatest state in the country to live, work, and raise our families. That's why we're working hard every day to help Georgians fight through 40-year high Abrams-Biden inflation, that, you know, policies that Stacey Abrams embraced and helped Joe Biden get elected president. Now you see what it's getting us. And I don't think Georgians are going to be too happy with that right now. I know they're not when they go to the gas pump or the grocery store.
Well, you know, I was talking to my pal Steve Moore, whom I think you also know, and you've been a tax cutter. You've triggered a flat tax in Georgia. I believe the Georgia state unemployment rate is actually below the national rate, which is 3.6%. So I think you're just above 3%. In other words, Georgia's had tremendous recovery from the pandemic. And I think the reason you won your primary pretty big was because you've been steering the ship.
Well, we've been fighting hard for what hardworking Georgians want and putting them first. You know, we hadn't worried about a lot of other politics that are out there, whether Stacey Abrams or, you know, other things that President Biden and policies that they were doing. We can't fix everything in Washington, D.C. What we're trying to do is help Georgians fight through that. The General Assembly was a big part of helping me with my agenda this year to do just that. We're sending $1 billion of taxpayer money back to put in their pocket instead of spending it to help them fight through this inflation. As you know, we've suspended the gas tax here. We have the lowest gas in the country, even though it's outrageously high right now. We're still helping Georgians fight through the 40-year high Biden inflation. And then, like you said, we just passed the largest state income tax cut in state history, flattening the tax to keep more money in Georgians' pockets to help them fight through this time. We know that that money will turn in the local economy, and it's one reason that Georgia has been so resilient, Larry. We've been open, as you and I talked about before. We haven't wavered. We've been consistent, and we're seeing record economic numbers in our state, whether it's, you know, the two largest economic development projects ever. We did that in the same fiscal year with Rivian and Hyundai, and we do. We have the lowest unemployment rate in the history of our state. I believe it's still the lowest of the 10 most populous states, and we have great opportunity here for people in Georgia.
Governor, let me ask you, you know, Major League Baseball, I think, dealt you a dirty blow. You passed an election reform bill. It was a good bill. Major League Baseball said it was going to suppress the turnout. As I understand it, the turnout in the primaries was gigantic. And I and others want to know, doesn't Major League Baseball owe you an apology for being completely wrong when they left Atlanta and went out to Colorado?
Well, I'm not too worried about getting apologies in politics. You know, nobody much feels sorry for you, and that happened a long time ago. But it is kind of interesting, Larry, being just over a year ago when all that was going down, that we just had record turnout in Georgia. And the truth is coming out, and it's the same thing that we told people over a year ago. It's easy to vote and hard to cheat here. You know, President Biden came out and said this was Jim Crow 2.0, Jim Crow on steroids, Jim Eagle, whatever that means, really trying to sell a narrative that just wasn't the truth. And I think Georgians know that I've been transparent. I've been truthful with them. I was then, I was now, and they're seeing that, and they like that consistency. We did it when our economy opened, when Stacey Abrams criticized that. She criticized the elections bill. And there's been other things that we've stood up and simply stood up for the values of our state and what our folks want here, and we fought through the noise and the politics of that, and we certainly did that with Major League Baseball. And as you know, Larry, thankfully the Braves won the World Series, so we got poetic justice there. You did. That's a very good point, sir. You're speaking to a diehard Yankee fan, so that's a very good point. Point accepted. Governor Brian Kemp, we appreciate your time, sir. Good luck on the campaign trail. I'm sure we will talk before November.